The classroom wasn't a classroom anymore because it was WrestleMania to me, and my classmates have now become hardcore crazy marshmallow fans who paid top dollar for their ticket to finally see me. We are back in action, my friends. I am so glad to see you back. Did you know that the fear of public speaking is a very common fear that a lot of people have? And you know how we're in 2020 and everything that you can possibly think of always has some kind of fancy official sounding name. I don't know who came up with this name, but the fear of public speaking is officially called glossophobia. And in the American education system, there is no better way to help prepare the youth of America than to confront their fear of public speaking than by tackling it head on. That's why when you go to college, you are required to take this class called public speaking. If you think you can escape taking this class in college, then you better think again, my friend, because this college class is not optional. Public speaking class is mandatory. It's required. It's mando required if you want that college diploma in your hands to make your parents proud of you. Because if you don't take this class, then you're not allowed to graduate from college. So when you take a public speaking class, it's absolutely no joke because this class has no homework, it has no tests, and it has absolutely no papers to type up. Your grade for this class is literally in your hands because you're going to be graded on how good you can deliver a speech in front of your entire class. So if you're a fancy smooth talker like The Rock, then taking a class like this is going to be a piece of cake for you. When I took public speaking class for the first time in my life, I didn't know what to expect, but from what I was seeing, the best way to describe it was kind of like American Idol, The X Factor, and America's Got Talent. I'm not going to lie, but it was a guilty pleasure of mine to watch American Idol back in the day and laugh at all the contestants who couldn't sing during the tryouts. But I think karma hit me back pretty hard in college because all that laughing I did back in the day came back to haunt me. Because when you take a public speaking class in college, guess who now turned into an American Idol contestant? That beautiful, lucky contestant is you, my friend. All your classmates are now going to secretly judge you when it's your turn to give a speech. This kind of class to some people is going to be an easy walk in the park for those fancy smooth talkers that can sell snow to Eskimos. But this class is also going to be a surrealistic nightmare that you will never forget for the rest of your life to the other people. But if you're an eager beaver and want to know right now if taking a public speaking class in college is going to be easy for you or not, then there is one question you have to answer, because depending on your answer will really determine if this class is going to be really easy for you or not. And it all boils down to raising your hand in class to ask the teacher a simple question. Because when you raise your hand to ask a pretty simple question to the teacher like, can I go to the bathroom? Do you get one of the biggest adrenaline rushes in your life where your hands start shaking and your heart starts pumping like crazy? Because if that's what happens to you when you raise your hand in class, then I got some bad news for you, man. Public speaking class is going to be a nightmare for you, because raising your hand in class shouldn't make you feel like Eminem in 8 Mile where you're about to do a battle rap. Your palms should not be sweaty, your knees definitely shouldn't be weak, and we all, for the love of God, don't want to see your mom's spaghetti all over your sweater. I'm not saying I'm some kind of fancy smooth talker like Steve Jobs or anything, but I am a hardcore WWE fan though. I grew up watching wrestling for a big chunk of my life, and I have hours upon hours of me practicing in my room on how to talk on a microphone. Anyone who is a wrestling fan has at least a few times in their life, in the privacy of their own room without anyone knowing, pretend that they were a wrestler talking into a microphone. Anyone who denies this is either lying about it or not a true hardcore wrestling fan. Growing up, it was all about wrestling, and since I wasn't allowed to climb up a ladder and jump through a table that had some steel chairs on it, I did a lot of pretend microphone talking in my room, wearing some sunglasses with my own homemade WWE Championship belt over my shoulder. I may not be able to wrestle like a WWE superstar, but I could definitely talk like one though. I grew up watching wrestlers like The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Triple H, D-Generation X, you name it, I saw it. If you give me a microphone, I'm not even playing, I will tear it up and lay the smackdown on any jabroni coming my way. And that's exactly what I did for this college public speaking class. I pretended that I was a WWE wrestler talking in front of everyone at WrestleMania. So you best believe I was dropping famous wrestling lines like, do you smell what Matt Spicer's cooking? And give me a hell yeah. Because I was the most electrifying marshmallow in that entire class, I tell you. And the absolute best part was that my professor said that no one is allowed to make fun of anyone, because my professor said if anyone even thinks of interrupting someone during their speech or try to make fun of them, my professor said they will have a special private conversation with them after class. We had to give all different kinds of speeches in this class, but if I had to choose one speech that I made in that class that I was really proud of, it would have to be my demonstration speech. A demonstration speech is where you, the speaker, are going to teach your audience on how to do something by following the steps you give them. It could be anything like how to tie your shoes, how to swing a baseball bat, or in my case, how to make pancakes. Because when it comes to breakfast and it's pancakes versus waffles in that wrestling ring, I'm on team pancakes all the way. And if I'm going to teach my audience on how to make pancakes, I have to look the part, and that's looking like a professional master chef. So the day before my speech, I prepared everything I needed to make pancakes for my speech. I'm talking about cooking oil, a frying pan, the spatula, a mixing bowl, and even this stirring stick, which is called a whisk. And last but not least, I even got a chef hat to wear, because you can't call yourself a true professional chef if you don't have one of those fancy looking chef hats to wear, because without it, you're just a regular person. So when it was time to present my speech, I was ready. The classroom wasn't a classroom anymore, because it was WrestleMania to me, and my classmates have now become hardcore crazy marshmallow fans who paid top dollar for their ticket to finally see me, international superstar and master pancake cooker, the one, the only Matt Spicer. I was ready. The speech went well. I presented everything like a true professional, and I know by the end of my speech, everyone knew how to make pancakes the Matt Spicer way. I knew all my practice talking like a WWE wrestler would pay off someday, but no matter what happened, I was always a little bit worried that someone might try to be a wise guy and try and make me look bad in front of everyone by interrupting me, because that person can strike anywhere and at any time, especially when I least expect it. But I came prepared though, just in case something like that would ever happen to me when it was my turn to give a speech. I had it all planned out, because if anyone tried to bully me, that's when it would be game on. I would look at them and say, well, if you're not down with that, I got 2 words for ya. But lucky for the class, that never happened. This honestly was one of the best college classes I ever took, and I will never forget what my college professor always said to me after each speech I gave. She said 2 of my best traits were the passion and emotion I had every time I talked. I thought that was a pretty cool thing of her to say, because I guess all those years of me watching WWE wrestling really paid off for this public speaking class in college. But if it wasn't for wrestling in my life, then I don't know how I would ever survive public speaking. But let me wrap this video up. Leave me a comment down below. Do you get nervous when you raise your hand in class to ask the teacher if you can go to the bathroom? But thank you all so much for watching. I hope you all enjoyed it. If you did, please leave a thumbs up. And if you want more, hit that subscribe button, and I will see you all later.